day he was born, his dad probably put a hockey stick in his hand.
It's been super cool to watch your big brother be a star.
You were a rink rat.
Played a lot of hockey down here when I was in high school. Really where my hockey started.
When I first got him, Derek was a very bad skater.
I'm most proud of Derek that he's not changed.
I want to be a part of this organization. I want to win a Stanley Cup. First game in the NHL was something that, obviously I'll never forget.
A wrister toward the net, off the skate, and in!
First period, ping pong ball, a goal in. I still can't believe it went in. I was in shock at the time, like, oh my gosh, I scored my first NHL goal in my first NHL game.
Rebound, score!
Second period rolls around and I find a way to find the net again.
Avery, in front, Stepan scores! It's a hat trick!
The second period later and I score a hat trick, and at this point I'm sitting on the bench kind of laughing to myself, like, I can't believe this actually happened. That wasn't my biggest worry at the time. I had a team that I wanted to make and I wanted to be a big factor with.
Derek Stepan, what a memorable night it's been already.
Having that first game, it helped me settle in and be the player that I am and the player that I know I can be.
The other way, Stepan for Gabrick, he scores!
I have heard rumors about MSG, and you don't really understand it until you've actually been on the ice for a game. I give those fans a ton of credit because that makes that building so special.
The Garden has a feel to it that, and I don't know how to describe it, you just have to go there to feel it. And then to have Derek on the ice is just surreal.
We are going to see my mother, and we're just going to hang out and chat with them. Lovely, lovely Hastings. People have actually flown from California just to see the Mississippi River in Hastings.
Really?
No, I'm kidding. Hastings is something that I look back now and think, this town could not have prepared me better. It's the beginning. I love it here. It's got lakes. It always has ice. The Hastings has that homey feel to it. You got a good group of guys that come back to Minnesota to train. And then you have your summer aspects to Minnesota. It's a beautiful state in the summer.
And I think the pace is slower. So maybe it's a good balance for Derek to have New York City in the winter and work hard and play with that Ranger schedule, and be able to come here in the Midwest and just kind of relax.
Carter! Hi, Poochie!
How are you?
Hi.
Cujo get you guys?
Hi.
Come on, Carter.
How are you?
Good. Carter, come on. This is my lovely sister, Josephine.
Hello.
And my lovely mother, Trish.
Hi. The day he was born, his dad probably put a hockey stick in his hand. He was a big baby, he was 10 pounds, and he had a little shiner.
When I was born, the doctor went in with a tool and accidentally hit me in the eye. So all my baby pictures, I have shiners.
Sure that he was gonna be a goon, a tough guy. He's not. The first time we put him on ice, though, he cried. He didn't like it.
Mom said that my first time on the ice, I was in tears. I never wanted to go back. Is that a true
That's
story?
very true. You did not want to go back. You didn't stand up very much.
That's all right.
So we had to work on wearing the skates on the carpet. He'd run around on the carpet with the skates to get his balance, and then he took off.
I think the cameras were making her nervous. My sister is a special girl.
Derek was always really nice to me when we were little.
She calls me the golden child. I call her the silver sister.
We used to play Pretty Pretty Princess a lot. I could never win. And as a little girl, that was heartbreaking because your big brother's beating you in Pretty Pretty Princess.
You had to win each item. I never wore it during the game, but after I won, I figured I'd put it on just for the heck of it. And it's not one of my prouder moments, but I did win, and I was good at it.
Last year when Derek was going off to New York City, as a 20-year-old, leaving a dorm room and going into the big city, I was worried. I cried. Cried thinking about it and worried about the city taking him over. And
She cried every time she left New York City. She'd come out and visit, and she'd cry
yeah,
every way out.
I did. Now this year I'm excited though. I can see that he's...
No more crying, right?
No more crying this year. Well,
We'll see.
we'll see.
Everything about New York City is just bigger, and I don't mean like population and size. I mean it's legitimately just faster, bigger, stronger. Like gotta go, gotta move, gotta get it done.
Went to the casino night with the Rangers, and so he was in work mode. He was with fans and with people, and he was able to handle that gracefully and switch from that goofball.
You can say it, immature
goofball. And that's the other one I kept saying to me, well, he's so mature for his age. And I was like, Derek? Are you talking about Derek?
I have a job out in New York City that I'm very professional about, and I have to have a maturity level that's very high. But when I get back here, it's a good time to kind of relax and get my hair down.
You're the most mature person ever.
I'm most proud of Derek that he's stayed who he is. He has not changed.
You're in pretty good interview mode right now.
I know.
Most comfortable bed ever. This is the game sheet for the first game against the Buffalo Sabres. Josie made this for me when she was younger. This was when I was at Wisconsin. I was drafted by the Rangers, played at Hastings and Shattuck. I enjoyed hockey all the way up, and that's what made it good for me. And once I started becoming more serious with it, I still loved it. I still wanted to be a part of it every single day and as much as I could. My dad. Don't tell him I said this. He's kind of that crazy hockey dad. He loves hockey, and I give him a ton of credit. He knows so much about the game, and he enjoys learning about certain aspects of the game.
I was drafted in 1985 by the Rangers. I was drafted in the 5th round, so anything that Derek accomplished higher than that for me was going to be a special deal.
He knew when the Rangers came calling. He knew what was the next step.
Derek and I are the only father-son combination to ever be drafted by the Rangers. And so you look back at 93 years of history, it's pretty cool.
Did I catch on quickly, or was it something that you had to kind of stay with for me to catch on?
I don't think that I did have to push you. You were a rink rat.
The biggest thing about playing outdoors is sometimes the ice gets a little bit more difficult to work with. Pucks are harder, so if you're going to get in the way, it's going to hurt.
They had a blast out here in the winters. I can tell you that with the lighting system and way, they played till midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and they did a lot of it.
It's a little stick handle move, or a shot that not many guys can take. Stuff that you get yourself in a bind, and you remember practicing it out here.
I remember nights calling out here, and you were still out on the rink by yourself.
When it comes time to play in the Garden, you remember times like this because you remember, this is where you started, this is where you begin. Draft day for me was something that I don't think I really could relive, and I don't think I could really put in words. In order to stay in the NHL, it's hard work. It's hard work to get there, but to stay there, it's twice as hard.
Stepan. Mark Stahl winds up, he scores!
Draft day for me was something that I don't think I really could relive, and I don't think I could really put in words.
We made a decision, you and I, not to go to the draft because we didn't know where you were going to go.
But they didn't really even say Derek's name. We just saw it go up on the board. And I remember thinking, I think that's Derek's name. And then when they flashed back, it was, and then we saw it was the Rangers.
I think the fact that you went to the Rangers, Bud, was really, really cool.
You blew it. Put it on vibrate.
I thought I had it on vibrate.
God.
There, it's off.
We're getting munched alive and bling. Yeah, hey, let's just redo it.
It doesn't matter where you get drafted. It's one thing to get drafted. It's one thing to play a couple exhibition games, and it's another thing to stay where you're at.
Being drafted in the NHL, that's something that kids dream of. Something that, kids want to be when they grow up. We are currently on our way to Shattuck St. Mary's, Faribault, Minnesota. We're in Northfield. We're probably about 10 minutes out. Hopefully the people are nice down there to us. Hopefully I wasn't too bad in high school. Leaving home at the age of 16 was nerve-wracking.
When you were 16 years old, you finally realized that maybe there was an opportunity that you had a chance to play at a higher level.
He was going to leave and live in a dorm.
I was a little bit nervous at first because now I was going to be like an only child at home.
He had to walk away from a community and friends because he had a team in Hastings.
The sacrifices of giving up your buddies, I'm sure it was hard on you, but when Mom and I and you sat down and we weighed the pros and the cons, I think it weighed out that Shattuck was the right spot for you.
Starts at Shattuck. Tradition's so strong there, and that's something that I really enjoy, the structure and the tradition, and something to kind of base things off of. We're here, by the way. We're in Faribault. We're gonna go underneath the arc. We've got a couple rules. When you go underneath the arc, make sure there's no hats being worn. If you wear a hat, you're gonna have some bad luck going through there. Played a lot of hockey down here, spent a lot of time down here when I was in high school. Really where my hockey started was right here. Kind of blossomed from here.
If anyone has come onto campus, they have the arch experience. They go through the arch and this wonderful setting unfolds before them. And here we have students from 20 different countries, 34 different states, about 440 kids. The majority of those kids obviously are here for the academic and boarding program, but they're also here for what we call a Center of Excellence. On the academic side, we have an honors program, we have a Center for Academic Achievement, and we have a global ed program for international students. So this all stemmed from our hockey program success. We looked at that and said, how can we learn from that? It led to significant growth in the school and the construction of new facilities.
When I went to school here in 07, 08, I used to be part of the Gold Key Club. The reason it's called the Gold Key Club is all the keys are gold and unlocks all the doors in the school, and you give a little tour to a guest. So the worst part about living in Whipple, I always lived on the 3rd floor. I hope no one's in the room. I'll be upset. Oh. Hey guys, what's going on? You mind if I bring a camera crew in here real quick? So this is my room my junior year here. I would have been a 15-year-old. I lived with 3 other guys. We had a pretty good time here. It's kind of awkward I'm talking about myself, but I can remember taking this walk every day after school, depending on what kind of conditioning we're gonna do. On Mondays after a good weekend, are we gonna shinny? Are we gonna play a game or just a little scrimmage? What we were gonna do is, this walk right here is when we started thinking about it. You know, is Coach Ward upset with us? Is it gonna be a long day? We just messed around on this walk. This walk was the goofy time before practice, which was a major bummer because practice was sometimes the worst, sometimes the best. What's up, Coach?
How's it going, buddy?
Good to see you.
Good to
see you.
How you been?
So I brought some friends along. Coach Ward has helped me in so many different ways. You know, if it's off the ice, on the ice, leadership qualities. That is something that you learn from Coach Ward.
As a coach, you're scanning the bench and you're looking in guys' eyes and you're looking around. And there's some guys that don't flinch. And there's some guys that are like this and they're like, get me out there because I know I can do it. And he's one of those guys. There are some guys you couldn't throw out there, but he's one of the guys you can throw out there.
So this is the new lobby or the rink.
You have 5 national championships or 6? There's the 07, 08 squad.
Yeah. Nathan's working, Maddie's working, Jeffrey's working, Jack's working, Luke's working, Jordy's here. He's just
sick.
He was here skating yesterday. When you got your hat trick, your first game, I mean, that was the news at school. I mean, it was the big deal. Did you see what Derek did? It's part of our culture here, and the kids, before they go to bed at night, are all checking the internet to see how everybody did.
When I first got here, what did you see in me as a player, and then, you know, how did I grow in the 2 years that I was here?
It was easy to see that you had a passion for the game, love playing. You're always a skillful player, and you're always good with the puck, and are interested in becoming a better player. And at the same time, you always kept that good twinkle in your eye.
Do you want me to sign this part? You know, to see kids come up to me and ask for autographs, and, you know, to think that I might be someone's role model is something that I take a lot of responsibility in. And I feel that if that's the case, then I have to carry myself a special way, and I have to carry myself in a way that I would expect my role model to carry himself in.
When I first got him, Derek was a very bad skater. He looked like a figure skater out there almost.
Got safe, rebound, score!
What makes a great hockey player is a guy that you can rely on and off the ice. Off the ice, if it means, you know, going up to a teammate and helping him out in a time of need, or patting a teammate on the back when he makes a good play. It means a guy that his work ethic is through the ceiling. That's what makes a good hockey player.
My name's Brian DeWeese. I go by Wheezy. I started working with Derek about 7 years ago, where his dad introduced me to him and asked me if I could fix his skating stride way back when he was 15 years old. And ever since that point, I've been his skating instructor each summer.
At center, number 15, Derek Stepan.
When I first got him, Derek was a very bad skater. I mean, very bad skater. He blocked his knees, he didn't push off, he looked like a figure skater out there almost.
Wheezy, you know, he's going to bring to the table a lot of intensity. He's going to tell me when I'm doing it wrong. And a lot of guys are a little scared to do it.
He had no knee bend at all. It wasn't even a stride, so we really worked on his balance and getting on the middle part of your skate. I call it your glide platform, just trying to get him into a hockey position. And then from there, we were able to work on his length of his stride, his speed, his footwork, and like we've worked on the last couple of years, really looking where he's going before he skates so he can cut the ice in half and keep up with a Marion Gabbert, because Derek's not nearly as fast as Marion. I remember after the first summer I worked with him, when he was playing at Hastings, they were playing Cretin-Derham Hall, which his teammate Ryan McDonough was playing for, and Derek came down the right side and walked Ryan McDonough pretty bad and skated on him, and I looked at Brad, Derek's dad, and said, this kid has a chance. His sophomore year when he had a driver's license, we met at the rink 3 to 4 times a week at 6:30 in the morning. And I never had to call Derek to make sure he was going to be there the next day. He actually beat me to the rink a lot. He'd bring breakfast. When he was 15, he was kind of shy. After that, he became, you know, he had the competitive blood and he had the drive. He still competes in our skating class. He always wants to play a shooting game. He's always challenging the other guys. His work ethics just keeps getting stronger and stronger. And just, you know, his desire to succeed. He wants to win at everything, and he hates losing. Still work on a lot of balance drills, edge work, controlling his body, trying to get up the ice faster, and we'll work on acceleration and speed and footwork. The biggest thing for Derek is he kept working, and he was kind of an underdog. And you know what, he just kind of gave him a little bit of the fuel, the light the fire, just to keep, you know, succeeding and show everybody that he could do it.
The biggest thing is just skating. He's helped me so much in that department of my game. The new NHL, if you can't skate, you're going to have a tough time sticking around.
When he got drafted, sent him a text saying congrats. You know, it doesn't really mean much, as everyone knows. The NHL is a little bit different, but you know, it was fun to see him get drafted in the NHL by the same team his dad got drafted. I've got 3 kids, and 2 are twin